call the order. Everyone join me in the pledge of flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's move into our financial item here. I believe it's A. It's approval of an annual financial statement for the fiscal year of June the 30th, 2010.
Ms. Candy?
Well, we had to call a special meeting. You guys do have to approve the financial statements, so that's why you're here today, so you can put your seal of approval on it. And I want to do a quick, brief scan of what is in these financial statements, and I don't expect you guys to understand it. If you don't have an accounting degree, it's just mostly Greek. You guys want to know the bottom line. I know what you want to know. But I do need to kind of educate you a little bit, so when you go to these meetings and Joe Panetta's up there talking about something, you guys can say, okay, we know what Joe's talking about.
Ms. Candy, also, we have on the 28th of October that you can go a lot deeper if there is a question that you might touch a service, but then go deep that day for understanding. Is that right?
That's correct. So as I go through and there's things that you really want to talk about on the 28th, just kind of let me know. But like my head is like full of everything else right now, trying to get this all together. Okay, so you have several documents. The things that are stapled together, you have a list of payments to vendors over $250, and it's the bigger group. Now this is required to be published in the newspaper, and Sean will attest it. Got there on Friday, and it's in the paper, and good. You also have a list of vendors under $250. That is not required to be published. You also have a list of the salary paid to all employees. This is not required to be published. So that is to look at your leisure. The other document is our annual financial statement that's in the binder. And we just want to go through there and kind of skim through it. Let me tell you what's in it. And then after I get you totally confused, I'll tell you what the bottom line is and confuse you some more. Okay, the first page will tell you what is contained in our booklet. The next page is a list of our officers. And if you look there, and I think it's going to be hard to see, but I believe I have all these dates correct where people resigned and new people were appointed. So I think I've got all that correct. Then we go into our supplemental schedule of expenditures. This is required to be published, and you will see it in the newspaper. It has a listing of how much we paid each board member. It has the amount we paid Mr. Roach. It has the amount that we paid Mr. Pauley. It has the total salaries that we paid to our professional people, excluding board members and our superintendent. And it has the amount paid to our service people, the amount paid to our students, and total salaries. So the total salaries for Lincoln County Board of Ed fiscal year 2010, $21,680,000. Now that's salaries only. No benefits or anything, strictly salaries. So you move on down. The total non-salary expenditures paid in excess of $250 is $21,715,000. The amount under $250 is $28,858. Total expenditures that we pay, $43,425. It's a lot of work, a lot of money.
What's the benefits?
The benefits are in the over 250. It's in that group. It's not considered a salary, it's just attached to a salary. So it's in that group. Now, here's a new thing that probably a lot of you aren't familiar to seeing. This is part of the GASB. It's called Management Discussion and Analysis. And just a couple things that I want to point out to you, and we'll get into. But under the financial highlights, right in here, the board's assets exceeded liabilities by $45,607,494 at the close of the most recent fiscal year. The board's total net assets decreased by $2 million. All right, to get your attention. $453,712 compared to the prior year. Now there's a reason for this. And I think you guys all kind of know about it. It's called OPEBs. Okay? So went on down to give you a little bit more information as to, you know, what would it be without the OPEBs. So as of the close of the current fiscal year, the board's governmental funds reported a combined fund balance of $812,000. And when I say combined, that is our general fund, our special projects fund, our permanent improvement fund, and our Obama fund. We had a decrease combined of $3,210,991,000 in comparison with the prior year. So none of it in the general fund is available to spend because we have a deficit. At the end of the current fiscal year, unreserved fund balance for the general fund was a negative $2,376,927, a decrease of $1,261,393 as compared to the prior year. Now, the unfunded current year other post-employee benefits, there's our little OPEB, expense were $3,666,699. That is 1 year. Without the recording of the current year OPEB, the unreserved fund balance would be $1,289,772 as compared to the prior year of $1.1 million, which would be an increase of $174,000. So just needed to disclose that to you guys, let you know what OPEB is doing to us. Now, do you understand what OPEB is again? It is the reduced health insurance for retirees creates the OPEBs, other post-employment benefits. And I just heard on the radio or on TV this morning, you know, we are involved in a court case. It was thrown out of court today. I heard on TV. Donnie, you heard it also. Yeah. Okay. So the court has said it's a legislative issue. The legislators need to deal with it. Okay. Now, if you guys want to read all this, you can, but it's just lots and lots of details. And probably the only people that will ever look at this is me, because I am mandated to prepare it. The auditors, because they are mandated to audit it. And that's what we do. It's our support. Management discussion and analysis. Okay, so let's go on and get past that. Let's go to some financial statements, which is on page 12. And then I'm going to start moving real fast for you. So. Okay, now this is a new format of presenting financial statements, page 12. This is the GASB conversion, and we go from our old way that Steve and Donna and Fred, remember the old way you had your fund balance, revenue, expenses, Okay, we still do that, but then we have to take those numbers and do a conversion and convert it to the GAAP basis of accounting. So this is our GAAP presentation here. We look at our assets. We had cash, and this is everything that Lincoln County is in control of. We had $5.4 million in cash. New retirement deposit forfeiture, we had $65,000 in that account. We had $15,000 in prepaid items, which is